Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. So on the ADA chart, we've got this 5-wave move to the upside. I mean, that hasn't changed, into the March highs, and then a very complex correction into this support zone, which also hasn't changed for many months. So the support zone is still defined between 42 and 29 cents. And we've been moving, well, lower and lower. And so far I couldn't confirm a low yet. Okay, so that's why we're always watching for these 5 waves to the upside, followed by the 3-wave pullbacks, because only then we can watch for higher. And so far, the market has not yet provided a first 5-wave move up. Actually, now it looks as if we might have a first micro 5-wave move up. So we're going to zoom in, take a look at it. Please note that below 29 cents, there isn't really any, let's say, bullish scenario left. Well, I shouldn't say that, okay. The probabilities for the bullish scenario reduce below 29 cents because any wave 2 should really not break below that 78.6 retracement. It will, however, reduce in likelihood significantly, and the key invalidation point is the 22 cent level down here, which is the low that was formed in June last year. So this is the important invalidation point. However, the space, you could say, below 29 cents or between 29 and 22, that is really the no man's land. So let's take a look at the 1-hour chart. The idea is that this here could have been an A wave down, so the decline from this X wave top on the 7th of June, A wave down, B wave up, C wave down. Yeah, and if we take a look at this structure here, really critical would be a break above this last swing high. I mean, I think then we have the first solid confirmation that a low is in. That's 42.5 cents. I want to see a break above that level. There are, however, further levels of confirmation or degrees of confirmation that we can observe or get before. For example, a break above the initial trend line. I see that a low quality trend line. It's a valid one, but it's a low quality trend line because we only have 2 touch points. Okay, so normally, if we get like 3-4 touch points, we have a higher reliability when it comes to trend lines. They are more relevant. But if we are dealing with only 2, it's sort of questionable. But that's like an earlier signal. Okay, another earlier signal is a break above the initial resistance area. Well, we haven't done that yet. The initial resistance area that I also communicated yesterday is between 35.5 and 36.7 cents. We might break that, okay? So this would be the initial resistance area. And also what I'm watching for is a first 5-wave pattern to the upside. If we get a first 5-wave move, this would be an early indication a low is in. And hey, look at that. We have a potential 5-wave move, which actually adheres to Elliott wave guidelines as well, and my own Fibonacci guidelines. So yeah, I mean, it could be a first 5-wave move, which might get a few more upside squiggles. As I said, next resistance is around 36.7 cents. That means I can based on that, I can add a support zone, which would, if it holds, be the next level of confirmation that we move higher. But that could still be a larger ABC structure. So we would then also need the 4-5 pattern. This is what I'm going to watch going forward. So first of all, in terms of parameters, we've got the next resistance at 36.7 cents. If we get a break below the last low at 34.6 cents, it would indicate we're heading down at least in the micro support zone here, which I will adjust going forward. If we push a bit higher, I will adjust it. This is the support zone which would be relevant for a B wave or a wave 2 pullback, which we can look forward to given that we have a possible first 5-wave move up. The support zone is between 32.5 and 34.2 cents. If it's holding, we can watch for higher at least in a C wave, but I cannot give you targets for that. First of all, we need to see if we actually move down, hold support, and move up. That means, in other words, if we see a pullback now and there's no sign of a pullback yet, but it's getting probable now, if we see a pullback now, this is the support zone to watch. If we get a 5-wave pattern of this wave degree higher, break above the B wave high, break above the trend line that I mentioned, I mean, that would be the best confirmation we can get, really. Okay, the first initial 5-wave move on this scale is too small to be reliable, but is something to that we can use now to identify micro support levels and so on. It's still pretty small, especially when we consider the altcoin sector, which is so volatile. And on a scale like that, these are normally quite unreliable. But still, we can use that 5-wave pattern to add a support zone. But as I said, if the price pushes any higher, this support zone would need to move with the price, which I will adjust going forward. That's the update about ADA. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.